All right, hello everyone. I know that last time, 2 weeks ago, we did this special video edition of the Well-Crafted Debate, and it got so many views that we needed to keep this going. And the ones that we are inviting to these will be ones, agents at BHS that have very good social media followings and are good on camera and use video. And the two that we have today are Traci Byers from our Harlem office and Matthew Wynter from our Long Island City office. Hello to both of you.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
All right, so you ready? Are we ready for a little well-crafted debate?
Let's do this.
So, Traci, you're going down.
All right, so let's start it up. First question, is your preference of representing a buyer or representing a seller? Let's start with you, Traci.
Oh, I gotta say a seller. I just love obtaining the business, and then I also get to work with direct buyers anyway.
Okay, good answer. Matt, do you agree?
I would say historically, yeah, I would agree. But in today's market, I got to go with the buyers, especially the serious buyers.
Okay, all right. Any response to that, Traci?
You know, I'm gonna have to kind of side with you, Matthew. The buyer side does seem to be a lot more stronger right now.
Okay, all right, especially the Traci Byers side. All right, so next question, we're going to be going to you, Matt. The most important preparation task when preparing your home that's about to go to market for sale, what would you say that is?
Oh, it's got to be high-res photos. The photography really makes a big difference in comparison to everything else on the market. It could be the difference between someone just swiping left on your property or actually wanting to go deeper and see it in person.
I agree. Usually your first impression is the photography. Traci, how about yourself?
I would have to say decluttering. I think it's so important to clear out the space and start fresh when you're putting your home on the market.
Very true. So declutter, then photograph. I like both of them. Second question, we're going to go to Traci. And if I was redoing the furnishings in my living room, I would go here to purchase them. Where would you go?
I would have to say West Elm, or actually CB2. I love CB2. It's modern, it's contemporary, and has that nice minimalistic look that I love.
Okay, CB2. Matthew, how about yourself?
I'm a sucker for West Elm. I mean, if you see my apartment, it looks like a catalog. So I'm always going to go West Elm, and they should probably pay me for saying that because I love West Elm.
Yeah, you look like you're in West Elm right now, actually.
This is a store. I'm in a store.
But the good news is, Matt and Traci, we receive trade discounts to both of them. So if you're interested in learning more about those discounts, head over to bhsusa.com/brand partnerships and take advantage of those. I believe it's anywhere from 20 to 30% off each of them, which is really cool. I've personally taken advantage of them at West Elm. You go into my house, you'll see it's probably 90% West Elm. So I'm in your camp, Matt. All right, so next question, and I'm hoping there is some disagreement here, is better value. Are we talking Upper Manhattan or are we talking Long Island City? Traci, what do you say?
So my vote is Upper Manhattan. We have all the parks, we had all of the restaurants, and very close proximity to the highways.
Okay, good answer. Matt, would you agree or disagree?
You know what? I love Harlem, but LIC, baby. We got parks. We're close to the highway. But what Harlem doesn't have that we have in LIC and is better value, you get the views. You get the most spectacular view of Manhattan from LIC.
All right.
All right. Are we agreeing to disagree here? I guess we would, because I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, Traci's sticking to her Harlem choice. I respect that. All right. So next question, you have an agent or a client that you're representing, and they are looking at two different listings in each building. One has a full gym in the building, and one does not, but it has a doorman. Which one would you choose or recommend to your client? Matt, start with you.
I'm going to recommend the one that has the gym. I mean, the cost of these gyms today are getting crazy. So if you can get an amazing apartment building that also has a state-of-the-art gym in it, that's a win-win for me.
Okay. All right. Traci, what would you say?
I'm gonna have to combat that with the doorman. I mean, who doesn't love someone that's there to pick up their package, and that sense of security is just top notch. Sorry, Matt.
All right.
We agree to disagree on that one.
I like it. We're getting more disagreements in here. It's a good debate. Let's see if we got another disagreement here, or we might have actually an agreement or two throughout this. The next question is your preference on interior design. You have that mid-century modern, which I would assume that Matt may be veering toward because of his choice of West Elm, or the new craze of sort of that minimalist brutalism. What would you say, Traci? Let's start with you.
So I have seen the brutalism trend, and I gotta say it's for a particular style, but I would have to say I would go with this century modernism. It's just a nice mix of old and new.
Okay, Matt, how about yourself?
I gotta agree with Traci on this one. I mean, brutalism is pretty trendy right now, and trends come and go, but that modern, I think it's here to stay, and I love it. I gotta agree with it.
Okay.
All right, Matt, we're 1 for 1.
We do get agreements every once in a while on this show. Great. All right, so we got 3 more questions. Let's get to the next one. How do you market your exclusive on social media that's different from the 16,000 other real estate agents out there? You are on this show right now because you are sticking out as one of the best in Brown Harris Stevens at social media. So we want to hear your story of how you do it. Matt, let's start with you, then we'll go to Traci.
Actually, it is telling the story. I think, there's so much going on social media, and most agents are going to stick to the run-of-the-mill ways of showcasing a property. But for me, my exclusive, I got to tell a story. I'm going to put out a little teaser, build a little bit of excitement, and then really tell the story in the long form of why this property is a must-see and a must-buy.
All right, good answer. Traci, what would you do?
So I do something very similar. I do a coming soon, but one thing I do is I love to use my stories because I get a lot more engagement. So I'll do polls, I'll send the property to a few agents that I know that I follow, and that's usually how I get everything out.
All right, very cool. So on the bottom of the screen, we're going to put both of your handles just to understand if I wanted to follow Traci or Matt, where would I go to do that? We'll do that for you. Next question, we're looking at the preferred view. If I was at 59th Street looking north on Central Park, or would I rather be at Central Park North looking south? Which one would you prefer? Matt, we'll start with you.
Well, if you're at 59th Street looking north, that means you're probably coming from Long Island City, and I think it's a more spectacular view. In my opinion, you do see a lot more of the city, and you get a better vantage point, at least to me.
All right, good answer. Traci, do you agree?
So if I'm looking south from north, I would say I like that view the best because I see a lot more higher vantage points than you do the other direction.
Okay, interesting. So I mean, assuming, be it that you sell so much of that area, you probably want to jump in on that camp, which you have.
Yes.
So I'm not surprised by that answer. And Matt, you're probably very, very often in that neck of the woods at 59th Street, be it that that's where you're entering Manhattan. So yes, we do see why you're coming up with both of those answers, and yet another disagreement. So let's move on to the last question, and this is a fun question. My request to you is that we're going to ask you to watch this video that was done by our Harlem office, and you'll see it on the camera right now, done by Whitney and all other members of the Harlem office. What are you thinking here before we go to caption? Traci, Matt, jump in. What are we seeing here?
Oh my God! If it has something to do with Whitney, I know it's gonna be good. Whitney's got all the moves, so I'm curious to see what we got.
Yeah. Harlem office knows how to have a good time.
Yeah.
Who are you thinking of when you see these moves? I mean,
Look at the moves.
Oh my God! I think, man, Backstreet Boys, they might need to get another Backstreet Boy and bring it back.
They might have to go on tour. I mean, that's right? Fantastic.
Oh my God!
All right, so
I mean, I'm definitely not that nimble, and my knees are hurting looking at him move that way. I can't do that.
if you had to caption that video, and we're going to put that link in an association with this promotion, but if you had to put a comment and caption this, what would you say? Let's go to you, Traci.
I would say we're not only the mastery of the craft, we're the master of the moves as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right, good one. Matt, if you had to provide some caption to that video, what would you say it was?
I would say that's the new age Harlem Shake. I mean, man, that right there, that's a team move right there, and they're showing and representing well.
Yeah, definitely team players there.
All right, well, I want to thank both of you, Traci and Matt, for taking time out of your busy days to join us for the second edition of the video version of Well-Crafted Debate. It looks to me like there was some agreements, some disagreements, but at the end of the day, we survived it. So any last words from each of you before we conclude?
I just want to know who won the debate.
Yeah.
All right. What we should do in future ones, and we don't have it for this one, we should have a counter. We should have I am the referee. I can say which one's a better answer. Maybe we start that just based on that recommendation alone, Matt.
So I'm going to go ahead and say Upper Manhattan one.
You don't say.
All right. Well, thank you both
Thanks
for joining us, and we'll see you guys later.
This is great. Thank you so much.